All right, from the Message Bible translation, kind of interesting. John 1, 6 through 8. There was once a man, his name was John, sent by God to point out the way to the life light. He came to show everyone where to look, who to believe in. John was not himself the light. He was there to show the way to the light. I find it interesting that they say that where to look and who to believe in, because oftentimes we're not even sure ourselves. Let's say the president was going to visit this church. What would need to happen before that were to happen? What do you think? He would just roll in his car and step out and, here I am. Probably not. Probably send an advance team, right? Secret Service people, comb the area, make sure there's nothing happening from stem to stern, every little detail of the church, the area, to make sure there wasn't anything that was going to happen to him when he was here, just to make it safe so that nobody gets hurt, to prepare the way. We have an advanced man today, John the Baptist, the guy who ate bugs. Blech. Even chocolate-covered bugs, I don't know. Was it Minnesota, the chocolate-covered ants? I never had them. Never want to have them. Lutefisk was bad enough. Now, if they had chocolate-covered lutefisk, I'm not so sure, but I can't even imagine the prospect. How would they get it on there? Anyway, as a kid growing up, I remember the small town I grew up in, and I remember Christmas and looking forward to Christmas. And there were nights when we went shopping, and usually the stores closed at 5. But on those days coming up to Christmas, they may have stayed open until about 7. So we'd walk downtown, and it was just really beautiful. The snow was lightly falling, and it was just a quaint thing with all the wreaths and the lights on the lights. And the storefronts were all decorated, and it was just a wonderful, happy time for me as a kid growing up. You know, I had little knowledge of what the world was like outside of my small community life. It's not until I got older and with more life experiences that I know that Christmas is has double meanings for people oftentimes. Sometimes it's the best times, it's the most wonderful, spirit-filled times, and other times it's very, very difficult. Very difficult for people who have suffered or have lost somebody, and they have got to endure their first Christmas without this person. I think about the Wieselman family and others who have to endure a Christmas without Chad or whomever, mother, father. It can be a double-edged sword in a lot of ways. We've got John the Baptist yelling out to everybody to prepare the way for what is to come. We have our own ways of doing that. We have our own ways of setting Christmas music in the stores before Thanksgiving, before Halloween even maybe. Christmas decorations coming up earlier every year to signify this is coming. And I'm not so sure if that's a marketing ploy or what. Maybe. Perhaps. But it is signaling something that stirs our hearts and our souls to something greater than ourselves. It stirs in ourselves this spirit of Christmas. We get past the consumerism, we get past the gift-giving. Sometimes we get trapped in all that kind of stuff. But there is a light at the end of the tunnel with this Christmas, this sense of well-being, the sense of peace, the sense of something beyond ourselves, something that's more real and more concrete in our lives than our lives sometimes produce and our work sometimes produce. When I read this gospel lesson, I think about two things. I think about John saying about being a witness, and I also think about the light aspect. Witnessing can be hard. It can be something that's difficult for us. We witness every day about something or another, whether it's something we've heard, something we've seen, something we've experienced, we tell somebody else what's going on, what's happening. Witnessing can be a wonderful thing when we support each other, we build each other up. We witness to what's going on in different parts of the world. We witness to what's going on in our lives that shed light to other people so there's greater understanding what's going on. Witnessing can be tough. And I think about the Witness Protection Program for those who are testifying against some drug cartel, some whatever it is, that they're in danger for their lives, and so they need to be sent somewhere secret, change their identity, change their social security numbers, all these things to protect them so that they can testify to what they've seen or heard or both. And the truth might be revealed. Causes fear in other people. The baby Jesus was the light to be revealed, and of course Herod was a little afraid, wasn't he? Let's kill all the kids on this age group. Witnessing was not popular at that point. But yet John says, even in the midst of that, it's your job to witness and be continually witness to people about this Christ child who's coming into our midst. The good news in Isaiah, he will help the oppressed, he'll be just, he'll help the poor, he'll level the mountains, he'll raise the valleys. It's like road building, and you drive along 43 now, they've completed construction, so they've got those patches of road that are nice and smooth, and with my new tires, it's just smooth as glass. And then the other sides that aren't, it's kind of bumpy and not quite as smooth. John is saying, he's standing at the road saying, okay, I want you to level that a little bit, I want you to raise that a bit, I want you to kind of straighten this out, I want you to make the curve not so tight because we don't want accidents happening, and we want proper signals so that people can know when to slow down and when to do what they need to do to be safe. And so we try to do our best to witness to that light that's coming to us. We try to make the road a little easier for other people, to bring them up when they're down, to share in their blessings when they're high, when they're excited, to go on Facebook and find out what's going on, which I haven't done much of. But to be a light, the light that never vanishes, that never is vanquished. A few weeks ago, you read articles about new energy technology, this gas-powered generator, natural gas-powered generator that can light up your whole house. Technology is a wonderful thing. Now they've got compact fluorescence, and now they've got light-emitting diodes, LEDs for better energy conservation. Technology is such a wonderful thing to light up our lives when we need to and save as much energy as we can to protect nature and all that kind of stuff. But yet, we read in the paper about what's going on, about the violence and what's the starvation and the poverty, and we find that the technology doesn't really light up that path that well. It's something deeper that technology sometimes can't help as much as we'd like it to. It can assist in a lot of different ways, but it still has a ways to go. There's a light that we need to generate, to be part of, that God generates in us, to bring light to people in those situations, to be a beacon of hope, to feed people on Thanksgiving Day or Christmas Day or whenever the need arises, to build people up, the light of Christ. God's mission is that we build on this light, this Christ. We talk about the occasion of Christmas. We tell the story about John the Baptist and how he deflected and he told them, I'm not the one you're looking for, but there is someone coming greater among the ranks that you don't even know about yet. He's one of us. He's coming. And he'll bring great glory and great light to all the world. Amen.